Are you struggling to reach the right audience with your niche products? Want to discover the secret to expanding your reach and massively boosting your sales? Get ready, because we're about to dive into the power of broad targeting. Yeah, for niche products. Yeah, because you deserve this. We're going to explore the strategies to allow you to massively expand your audience without losing focus on your niche. And that's not all. We're going to dive into an exclusive technique that literally nobody is talking about that's going to revolutionize your product marketing. So as somebody that has helped build multiple 8 and 9 figure niche products, both e-com and SaaS, buckle your seatbelts, keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times, and hold on to your butts. This one's gonna be fun. Hey y'all, before we get started, because this one's gonna be long, I'm ADD, I'm gonna forget to do this later, don't forget to smash the like button. I think it's right down there. Yeah. And don't forget to subscribe either, because you shouldn't miss any of the videos coming out of this channel. Your success deserves it. So that being said, let's take a moment for a little bit of a smile and then dive into making money for your niche product in a way that makes it so much easier and honestly gives you the ability to start working on your business again instead of in the ad account, because that's what you should be doing anyway. The power of broad targeting. Broad targeting might seem counterintuitive for your niche product, but it's actually a gold mine waiting to be discovered. Now you might think that your niche product requires niche targeting. I can't tell you how many DMs I get that say, well, broad works, but I'm special, so should I use interest groups? First off, those interest groups don't do targeting the way you think they do, and the people that suggest you use them don't know how they work. And not only that, but there's a twist. Broad targeting can actually expand your reach without sacrificing the focus on your target customer. So how do we do it? Step 1 is identify your audience. Start by understanding who your ideal customer is. This will give you a base to start from. You can't build an empire if you don't have a foundation. Second step here is pretty simple. Use Facebook's broad targeting. Remember that broad targeting allows you access to the widest audience. Use this feature to reach potential customers who don't necessarily sit inside of your detailed targeting parameters. Remember, ads do the targeting, not audiences. So when you're using audiences, you're paying extra to make sure that the best quality people don't see your ads. And the honest truth is, somebody might be an interest group not because they want to buy, but because they don't like something. Lookalikes, what are they based on? Data. Do you trust Facebook's data when it comes to things? Do you trust Facebook's data so much that you're willing to pay extra for a 1% lookalike that's actually a 99% exclusion that costs you more to make sure the vast majority of people, 99% of the people that want to see your content can't? Does that really make sense? No. It makes no sense at all. People that tell you use interest groups and lookalikes and all of that stuff are wrong. Objectively, they've been wrong for over 5 years now. And you can use broad targeting to pay less to reach far more good people. Step 3 is pretty simple. Monitor and adjust. Keep an eye on your campaign performance. If you notice that a particular demographic or psychographic is responding well, adjust your targeting to accommodate them. What this means is make more ads that meet that goal. Or more importantly, remove the ads that don't. Single ads, single post IDs can spend millions. Anybody that tells you ad fatigue is real is wrong. What is real is ads get worse as you do more and more testing that let your good ads see less of the market. If you have something that works, remove everything that gets in the way of it and try to build 1 or 2 things that support it. That's the trick. Remember, the goal of broad targeting is to expand your reach and increase your sales while paying a better unit economic on the cost of inventory. As you broaden your targeting, you're going to expand your opportunities and ultimately reach more people who are higher quality at a higher volume for a lower cost. Yeah, even for your niche product. Because you know who doesn't care about your niche product? Everybody doesn't care about it. Make content that the people that do care about it want to see, and even at broad, especially at broad, those people are going to see your ads. If you use some silly interest group or targeting audience, you're paying extra to make sure that the vast majority of people that want to see your content don't. And the people that do, you're paying extra to reach them. And in a way where that ad is gonna die and that audience is gonna die. And so it's gonna get more and more expensive to do worse and worse work and create more and more work for you to ultimately produce ads that get dumber and dumber and dumber so you make less and less money. And what's gonna happen? You're gonna say, oh, the CAC on Facebook is going up. I wish it would just work like it used to. It does. You just have to use it the way it was designed to be used. And remember, what we're talking about here, but the people that have no clue what they're talking about, is anybody that says you shouldn't use broad targeting. Number 2, discovering new markets. Broad targeting isn't just about reaching more people. It's about discovering new markets for your niche. Imagine finding a group of customers that love your product or service, but would never have been identified inside of your niche targeting. In fact, this represents probably 80 to 90% of your total addressable market for your business. That's the power of broad targeting. You're going to reach them at a lower cost in a way that stabilizes the front end of your business and lets your ads scale indefinitely instead of fatiguing. This is how Facebook is written to be used. The people that don't do it like this, again, have no idea what they're talking about. Anyone that says you should use targeting for any reason is wrong. So here's what people say that you should do. Use Facebook's interest targeting. But remember, Facebook interest targeting only identifies people based on their interests, their hobbies or more. It doesn't say whether or not they feel good or negatively about something. It doesn't say whether they have buying intent or not. And remember, every single year, multiple collegiate studies have proven for nearly a decade now that at best, an interest group is 50 to 60% accurate. So a large majority of that audience isn't even actually in that pool, and a large majority of the people in that pool shouldn't be there to begin with, and up to half of the people that are there or more don't feel positively about the thing. They're in the interest group because they talk smack about it, but they're still talking about it, so they're still interested. This isn't a way for you to discover new customers. This is a way for you to pay extra to force your ads onto people that have no interest in a way that excludes people who are really interested in what you have to say. Why get in the way of the best quality people seeing your content? Why not let your ads own lookalike audience go after anybody that wants to see that content? Why pay extra to make sure that the vast majority of people that your ad has identified as a quality lead is excluded from ever seeing that content? It makes zero sense. So that being said, let's get back to best practice here. Broad is a noun, not an adjective. It means age, gender, and location. It is perfectly fine to say, I want women 25 to 50 who live in the United States. That's perfectly acceptable. Maybe you find multiple demographics behave differently. Okay, what if it's men 18 to 35, women 25 to 40, and anybody over the age of 55? Those are 3 perfectly acceptable broad audiences. And the honest truth is, you might have different ads that appeal to those audiences differently. And even more importantly, the PSM of those customers might also be different. And you're probably not spending enough to need to focus on more than one of those audiences. I've spent 5 figures a day on people over the age of 55 and massively scaled a brand. I've spent plenty of money, millions a week on people 18 to 35. You don't need to get beyond your core audience, because when your core audience is everybody within that demographic or psychographic pool, you're not spending nearly enough money to ever worry about saturation. The honest truth is, the folks that need to worry about market saturation and ads fatiguing and spending so much that they need to focus on a different country or different type of demographic is less than 1%. Remember, the secret power of broad targeting is that it's about exploration and discovery and the identification and monetization of attention and opportunity. Instead of using out-of-date technology that has never been accurate, that costs extra, you are letting the world's greatest market research and intent creation device do its job unfettered. And if those ads that get spent are not good for your bottom line, turn them off. You're not a victim, you're an investment banker. Hey guys, real quick, if you want to learn even more effectively how to market your niche products using my standard operating procedures and my frameworks that I use with every single brand that I work with, lead gen, SaaS, e-commerce, super niche, super broad, To help you grow your business, hit the first link in the description down below to check out the Facebook Ads MBA program. There is quite literally no greater investment you could make in the bottom line of your business and your growth, and you deserve it. All right, that being said, let's get back to it. Navigating the challenges of broad targeting. Broad targeting is a game changer for any brand, especially niche products, but it's not without its challenges. So let's explore some of these challenges and talk about how to overcome them so that you can make broad targeting work for you. The number one challenge you're gonna face is the wrong type of attention. Now, ultimately, this can come in a few forms, and these are honestly the only types of issues you're ever gonna face when using broad targeting. So let's break down the 3 different types of bad attention that you might be buying. Number 1, your demographic isn't completely aligned with your business needs. If you're starting out by saying, look, my customer is a woman 18 to 40, and I'm gonna focus just on them, that might be the customer that you have already. But what got you here isn't gonna get you to where you want to go. And there's much better unit economics by saying, let me hit any woman over the age of 18 or anybody, because women aren't the only people that buy things, and they're not the only people that talk about your products. Men do too. And when you allow anybody to see your product, especially those that might be lying about their gender or their age or not identifying any of those things because of their choices, you're saying that they're not eligible to be your customer. That's paying extra to make success more difficult. The honest truth is, 18 plus is probably the only thing that you really need to focus on to get started. Now, let's twist that and go the other way. When you've been doing 18 plus, you notice, man, everybody over the age of 55 is crushing for my bottom line, but they're not getting nearly enough spend. Your immediate reaction might be, all right, I'm gonna take everybody up to 55 and I'm gonna make a new audience that's 55 plus. And that is 100% acceptable. You should be looking into your audiences to see what's soaking up spend and not performing well, or what's not getting a lot of spend and ultimately performing pretty damn awesome. Generally speaking, younger audiences are more expensive and older audiences pay better. Now, that's not just on CPA, but also LTV. It might make complete sense for you to just exclude everybody under the age of 30. That's okay, but don't try to get super hyper focused. We talked about multiple examples before, and that's acceptable when you're hitting massive scale. If you're spending 5-6 figures a day, you might need 2 or 3 demographic groups. That makes complete sense, but it ultimately means that you also have identified the unit economics of each one of these and have made the determination that I'm willing to step over dimes and nickels to go get a quarter, even though I'm gonna sell 1/5 of the amount of quarters of dimes that I could secure. The point here is there are economies of scale that come with opportunity costs. Sometimes making the most amount of money today costs you long money. You need to understand these things, and usually there's one best audience for your product. Now, the last thing we have to talk about here is the type of attention that you're earning. When you get really good at this, your ads do the targeting. So instead of restricting the demographic, just make better ads. And what I mean by that is make ads that appeal to your target customer. Make ads that ultimately the person you want to buy from you wants to see. Often, if you want to appeal to an older audience, put an older person in the ad. If you want to appeal to a younger audience, use different copy, use different ad formats. If you're only running stuff for reels and stories, you're never gonna get desktop placement on a laptop. You know who uses a desktop way more than the phone? Older people. You know who's got more spending power? Older people. You know who's got better LTV? Not the folks binging reels all day. So understand that your content is buying and earning attention. And if your demographics ultimately aren't aligning with your profitability and your spend, make content that does that problem solution for you. That's the real trick. And of course, you're gonna wanna monitor and analyze this stuff so that you're making the best investment for your bottom line. And most importantly, simplify. Find the easiest way for you to invest money today that's going to secure you future cash flow. That's what business is all about. You don't need to take advantage of every opportunity. No, with Facebook, you find the single best opportunity and you exploit it until you need to be even thinking about trying to solve a second one. And I'll tell you this, if you're not spending 5-6 figures a day minimum odds are you don't need to begin to think about solving more than one problem. Remember, broad targeting is a very powerful approach, but it does require mindful management. And these are the things that you need to be concerned with. So that being said, let's wrap this up. In summary, broad targeting is a very powerful marketing strategy that leverages Facebook's machine learning in the way that the engineering department wrote the code. Fighting that, not embracing that, saying that you're smarter than the world's smartest intent creation device and market research tool that is looking at billions of people every single microsecond of every single day with data sets going back over a decade is just downright ignorant. You're not smarter than Facebook. Leverage the machine to your advantage or expect to fail. Broad targeting will give you expanded reach. Instead of paying extra to make sure the vast majority of people that want to see your content never do, you are removing those barriers from your ads' own database lookalike audience so that the best quality impressions are going to be delivered with your ads. Ultimately, the people that want to see your content will. You also have the benefit of new market discovery. You're gonna be surprised, especially when you're starting your company, how many people you didn't think were your customer actually come in and are probably way better than where you built. Remember, what got you here is not what's gonna get you to where you want to go. By the time you decide to scale your business, you're gonna have to start listening to your market instead of your ego to scale your bank account. You're gonna see improved sales. The bottom line is you are going to be far more effective at the monetization of attention. You're gonna be paying a lower unit rate for that attention, and you're going to be reaching a higher quality person. It's extraordinarily difficult to not see better business results when you reach a higher quality person at a higher volume for a lower cost. You're gonna see efficiencies in your ad spend. Because remember, Facebook's gonna spend the money where the person gets the best user experience on Facebook. And your job is to make sure that where that goes is best for your bank account. So ultimately, you're gonna see the most efficient possible allocation of your spend against the ads that you've given Facebook the opportunity to spend on to ultimately make their users' experience happen. This is a privilege, not a right. And the more that you force your messaging onto people that don't want to see it, the higher the cost will be for you to do business at all anyway. That's why your CPMs are going up. That's why your CAC is going up. And that's why your business is failing. And the agencies and gurus and coaches that told you targeting was the path, that learned that because they're good at something else and they learned from somebody else that didn't know what they were talking about, that learned how to do it 10 years ago, are dead wrong. And the best part? Continuous improvement. When you let the Facebook machine learning algorithm use your tools to improve their customers' experience, it's gonna get better and better and better at finding who wants to see it. A lot of people say the reason that ads do great is social proof, and that's true, but social proof is the ramification of good targeting by the ad. The more positive social proof an ad gets, the more it knows who to go after. And when the people that it goes after gets better and better and better, what do you think happens? More and more positive social proof. It is the corollary ramification of leveraging Facebook properly, not the reason that it does well. That's an important distinction. So yeah, to close this out, this is 100% in your reach. You can literally start doing this tomorrow. I would not recommend turning off everything that you're doing. Start this with your best ads in your controlled environment and let it improve. Let it get smarter. You're gonna have to train the machine to start running without guardrails, without inhibition. And it's not gonna do as good as your other efforts on day one. But here's the thing, every other effort you have is gonna only get worse. And broad is only gonna get better. And at some point in time, those two lines cross and you'll never need to do anything else ever again. This is how you manage Facebook properly. Instead of being a victim complaining about rising costs because you're treating your business partners with disrespect as a standard operating procedure. Well, there we have it. I know you found this video to be useful, so once again, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, tell your friends, comment down below with everything, share it around. I really appreciate this. The more and more we can spread this good word, the more and more success people will have, the more and more opportunity will be created, the more and more freedom and independence folks will have while creating jobs for other people, and that's 100% what we're trying to do here. Down below, you'll also see links for the Facebook Ads MBA program, for Disruptor School, for Disruptor Agency, for my consulting calendar, as well as merch, store, and a bunch of other things. That being said, if you're listening on a podcast, drop 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a couple of videos here that YouTube might think you like. Don't forget, once again, to smash the button. Until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Bye.